Greetings. I'm Diane Overman, owner of Overman College Consulting. Overman College Consulting is the proud presenting sponsor of Bay Area Turning Point's 30th Anniversary Gala. I'm pleased to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point on such a happy and momentous occasion. Bay Area Turning Point provides much needed services and resources in our community and provides a direct impact to many in our community. My business, Overman College Consulting, shares some of the same values as Bay Area Turning Point. They include independence, guidance, education, and support. My business, Overman College Consulting, is a small business here in the Clear Lake area. I provide services to high school students and their families to guide them through the college application and admissions process. Often, this can be a stressful and anxiety-filled process and time for families and students. So I try to alleviate some of the stress and hassle that accompanies that process. I love my job. I love working with teenagers. Never thought I would, but I do. And I love being able to see how they mature through the process and how they wind up finding their way and discovering more about themselves as they go through the process. A lot of my students have gone on to become accountants, managers, teachers, engineers, physician's assistants, doctors, a variety of things. And it's very rewarding to be able to see how these teenagers grow up and become productive members of our society. So anyway, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk a little bit about Overman College Consulting and to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point. Congratulations.
Hi, everybody at home. It's Kat Clemens with Bay Area Turning Point. We are just letting people in to our 30th anniversary gala. So thank you so much for tuning in. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to see all of our amazing sponsors, some pictures from the past, and also some recent pictures of all of our awesome staff and volunteers who've just made us be able to get to this huge milestone. So thank you for tuning in. There will be more interviews coming up here shortly, so stay tuned. And for those of you who missed our little video blast from the past, we are going to show it again. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Hey guys, hope you're doing great. We are here live at the Bay Area Turning Point, the 30th anniversary, and I am here with my good friend Elizabeth. Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about your involvement with Bay Area Turning Point.
Well, I started with Bay Area Turning Point before we even had a shelter. I
Okay.
worked with Diane Savage doing volunteer work, helping to secure the land and helping us get our house in order so we could start building the house. And when we started the Friends of Bay Area Turning Point, I was the vice president with Monica Milliken as our president.
Nice, nice. And so tonight, the 30th anniversary of this great event, what are you looking forward to the most, Elizabeth?
Well, I think it's been a wonderful 30 years. The shelter has done wonderful work for the women in our community, and I am so blessed to be a part of this wonderful group.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And all the folks online, you can reshare this video because we are live and we have more interviews coming right up.
Greetings. I'm Diane Overman, owner of Overman College Consulting. Overman College Consulting is the proud presenting sponsor of Bay Area Turning Point's 30th Anniversary Gala. I'm pleased to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point on such a happy and momentous occasion. Bay Area Turning Point provides much needed services and resources in our community and provides a direct impact to many in our community. My business, Overman College Consulting, shares some of the same values as Bay Area Turning Point. They include independence, guidance, education, and support. My business, Overman College Consulting, is a small business here in the Clear Lake area. I provide services to high school students and their families to guide them through the college application and admissions process. Often, this can be a stressful and anxiety-filled process and time for families and students. So I try to alleviate some of the stress and hassle that accompanies that process. I love my job. I love working with teenagers. Never thought I would, but I do. And I love being able to see how they mature through the process and how they wind up finding their way and discovering more about themselves as they go through the process. A lot of my students have gone on to become accountants, managers, teachers, engineers, physician's assistants, doctors, a variety of things. And it's very rewarding to be able to see how these teenagers grow up and become productive members of our society. So anyway, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk a little bit about Overman College Consulting and to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point. Congratulations.
And we are back here once again. All of our friends that are tuning in, celebrating 30 years of Bay Area Turning Point, the Gala, right here tonight at South Shore Harbor Resort and Conference Center. And I've got my good friend Courtney. Courtney, how excited are you to be with us tonight?
I am so excited. I come every year, and I love to help out Bay Area Turning Point. So I can't wait to get the festivities started.
Yeah. So when was your first event or promotion or campaign that you got involved with Bay Area Turning Point?
I think when I started Escape Pima was when I first got started about 6 years ago now. And so as soon as we found out about Bay Area Turning Point, we got involved immediately. Anything that we can do to help the community, help end domestic violence. And I'm a sexual abuse survivor myself. So Bay Area Turning Point means everything to me. I think if I would have had something like Bay Area Turning Point in my area when I was younger, I would have gotten help sooner. So it means a lot.
Sure. And it's great to see for not just our viewers, but for folks to hear a story of somebody that's an entrepreneur that has a business here in the community that is willing to share their own personal story. It speaks to the importance of an organization like this that is giving back, but also doing very, very important work for folks that need it.
Absolutely. It took me a long time to feel comfortable to share my story. Actually, I didn't share my story until I was 40. So it's been almost 4 years. I didn't even tell my husband until I was 40 years old. My children didn't know. But I decided enough was enough.
Sure.
And so I decided to speak out, and if my story can help just one person,
Sure.
that's what I wanted to do.
Take that step forward to also do the same for themselves.
Absolutely. And so since I've come forward and kind of shared my story, I've had women reach out to me. I've referred them to Bay Area Turning Point. I'm going to tear up. It means the world to me because I didn't get the help when I was younger and when I needed it. And I want to help one person, and
Sure.
that's all it means to me, is being able to share that.
Absolutely.
And having this organization is amazing.
Courtney, Bay Area Turning Point is so glad to have you here, and we're so glad to have you as a supporter. And once again, all the folks that are tuning in, we are live. Tonight is the 30th anniversary. We're here doing the red carpet interviews. Just had an opportunity to talk with Courtney of Escape Kima, and of course, there are more folks coming down the red carpet. So we're going to see you guys here in just a few more minutes. Huh? Next. Oh, yes. And it looks like we are still live because we've got some more folks that are coming on board to talk with us. Once again, the Bay Area Turning Point 30th anniversary. I have another special celebrity guest come on board to the red carpet. How are you tonight? You look beautiful. Love your dress. So tell me your name.
I'm Sybil Winters Little,
Okay.
Bay Area Turning Point. I'm the operations director. I've been your employee for 20 years.
25 years, and so that's only 5 years short of this 30th anniversary celebration. And what can you tell us about, it's been 25 years, the growth of the organization and what you have been able to see as far as the outreach and the need that we have in this community. Can you speak a little bit about that?
We can. So we started our shelter in 1996.
Okay.
When we first opened the shelter, we had 25 clients. Today we can house up to 72. Growth during COVID, we expanded to have a hotel program. Increased numbers of vitals in the community, pushed the need to have more resources available for vehicles.
Sure.
So I've seen the agency grow in that 25 years from being a very small point, we were all in one building, to now we have 4 locations.
So, can you talk a little bit and expand on the pandemic and COVID? What are some of the unique challenges that came as far as client services and being able to did y'all see an uptick in cases and people were at home?
Yes.
Right? And so in a traditional setting where maybe a couple was off at work,
yes.
and then the pandemic came and everybody was sent home.
Yes.
There was a lot more time at home,
Yes.
possibly a lot more time for fights. I mean, right?
Dynamics, yes.
And so, what did that look like? What were you able to see?
So for most family violence victims, they were already suffering from isolation. So when the COVID pandemic hit,
Sure.
that was true isolation. So now you're home with the person who says they love you the most, but they treat you the worst. And so how do I navigate that? How do I get out of here? We don't even have any breathers. We can't go anywhere. And so the stressors are then escalated in the home. And so it becomes a challenge for the families. So one of the things we did respond to in regards to COVID is becoming virtual.
Sure.
That's one of the things that helped us. And so we still have the opportunity to provide services to victims virtually.
So if somebody needs help, how do they reach out? How can they get help from Bay Area Turning Point?
They can visit our website, www.bayareaturningpoint.org.
Also down on the screen below.
Or they can call our hotline number, 281-286-2525.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank
We hope you have a great night celebrating the 30 years of Bay Area Turning Point.
I appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Greetings. I'm Diane Overman, owner of Overman College Consulting. Overman College Consulting is the proud presenting sponsor of Bay Area Turning Point's 30th Anniversary Gala. I'm pleased to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point on such a happy and momentous occasion. Bay Area Turning Point provides much needed services and resources in our community and provides a direct impact to many in our community. My business, Overman College Consulting, shares some of the same values as Bay Area Turning Point. They include independence, guidance, education, and support. My business, Overman College Consulting, is a small business here in the Clear Lake area. I provide services to high school students and their families to guide them through the college application and admissions process. Often, this can be a stressful and anxiety-filled process and time for families and students. So I try to alleviate some of the stress and hassle that accompanies that process. I love my job. I love working with teenagers. Never thought I would, but I do. And I love being able to see how they mature through the process and how they wind up finding their way and discovering more about themselves as they go through the process. A lot of my students have gone on to become accountants, managers, teachers, engineers, physician's assistants, doctors, a variety of things. And it's very rewarding to be able to see how these teenagers grow up and become productive members of our society. So anyway, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk a little bit about Overman College Consulting and to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point. Congratulations.
Okay.
You get in the middle.
Is it better?
We are live. Wow.
Live, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are here celebrating the 30 years of Bay Area Turning Point. Of course, all evening we've been talking to all the local celebrities, walking the red carpet, and we are here with our good friends, Lori and Jay. How are y'all tonight?
Good, fantastic. Thank you, Pierre.
So here, celebrating 30 years of Bay Area Turning Point. Tell me about the organization and how you got involved.
Oh, really? We actually 6 years ago I started a veteran network.
Okay.
And I had learned about them. I had learned about Bay Area Turning Point when I started that up. So Sybil Winters and I had connected a long time back. So she became part of our veteran network 6 years ago to try to help female veterans that were involved in domestic abuse or domestic situations. So talk louder, okay.
Oh, they started
That's okay. And so it just kind of blossomed from there. I've known Kat for many years. She was working at another charity and then our nonprofit, and then moved over here. And it's just been a great fit as far as being able to support another nonprofit that does incredible work in our community.
Absolutely, incredible work for 30 years.
30 years,
which is what we're celebrating tonight.
Absolutely.
You guys look great.
Thank you.
And I think it's going to be a good night where we get to not just celebrate the 30 years, but think about what the next 30 years could be like.
Absolutely.
For this great organization. Once again, guys, we're here on the red carpet talking to our friends Lori and Jay. Lori, is there anything you're looking forward to tonight?
Maybe some dancing.
Yes, there's going to be
there
some
you
good
go.
dancing, celebrating, because you have to
Everybody was
celebrate.
here for the chamber thing.
That's right.
There you
Yes,
go.
absolutely. Well, guys, stay tuned because we got some more interviews coming right up. Thank you, guys. Y'all look fantastic. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night tonight.
Yeah, thanks,
All
Pierre.
right.
Bye.
All right. Well, we're continuing on with the interviews. And if you want to get involved, you can go to the Bay Area Turning Point website. You can see scrolling down. Also, as you can see, $60 can provide safe haven for one night in one of their shelters. So you can get involved by going to the website. And now we've got our next local celebrity coming on to the red carpet. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Tell me your name.
Melissa Prentice.
Okay, Melissa, tell me what organization are you with? All right, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back, and I am here with Melissa Fuentes. She is actually, Prentice, and she's actually part of the staff at Bay Area Turning Point. Now, how long have you been with Bay Area Turning Point?
11 years.
11 years, and tonight we're celebrating 30 years. Tell me, what has those 11 years been like for you, and the kind of work that you do?
I mean, it's been a roller coaster. I've been in several different positions here at Bay Area Turning Point. I started in childcare, I did compliance, then I was an advocate for several years, and now I'm the outreach education and prevention coordinator. So I go out into the community, I do community events, I do prevention education for youth, I do presentations, I do trainings. Basically, you ask for it, I do.
Nice. So when we talk about prevention education, and that's focused on youth, what does that typically look like in terms of, is it classes, workshops, go out to high school? What does that typically look like?
So right now we're working more with middle school youth, and what I do is I go out and I do workshops with them, teaching them healthy relationship behaviors. So instead of teaching them what not to do, I teach them what they should be doing. So we talk about respect, we talk about consent, we talk about establishing boundaries, we talk about healthy communication, how to resolve conflicts in a peaceful manner.
And Melissa, we've heard a lot about in the media, in the last 4 or 5 years, when we had the Me Too movement, and folks that basically came out and said, I want to share my story, and some of that has been from a long time ago. And I think when we think about teaching the youth, it's such an important, critical piece of it's the most proactive thing that you can do, right? Because by the time you're an adult, there's so many things that are established and that are habits, and so what do you think is, how important is it that we educate our youth in terms of those healthy relationships that you've been talking about?
That's going to be the key in eventually eliminating domestic and sexual violence, because like you said, once once you get to an adult age, you're already pretty set in your ways. So you want to get people while their minds are still being able to be molded. So we're trying to instill these values in them now. We're trying to instill moral and ethical behavior. We're trying to instill these values of healthy behaviors before it even becomes a problem, before they even think to perpetrate any kind of violence. That's going to be the way to do it, and that's why we do work with the youth.
Absolutely. So, Melissa, if we have a high school teacher, a counselor, an educator, somebody that works in education that is interested in have you come out and do a workshop, how can they get in touch with them?
They can reach me at, so my email address is a little long. It's mprentice, PRENTICE at BayAreaTurningPoint.com, or they can call us at 281-338-7600 and ask me.
Awesome. You heard it right there from Melissa, part of the staff at Bay Area Turning Point. Tonight we're here on the red carpet celebrating 30 years of Bay Area Turning Point. Stick around because we've got some more interviews coming right up. All right, we are back here. We're doing the red carpet interviews, 30th anniversary for Bay Area Turning Point, and I am here with my good friend Mike Furin. Mike, tell us about your involvement with Bay Area Turning Point.
Wow, 30 years ago I started when Bay Area Turning Point was just a little office idea starting in the community over on Highway 3, and then they raised the funds and built the shelter, and My Flooring America put all the flooring in, donated a lot of it for the shelter, and then the new offices. And for years we've been involved in the community, and Bay Area Turning Point has been one of our great charities and helpful organizations that we contribute to.
Sure. So, for a business that's local here in the community, how important it is? How important is it to you that businesses support the nonprofits like Bay Area Turning Point that are doing such great work in the community?
Oh, it's very important. We've been blessed with a great business as we've grown over the years. Next year will be our 50th anniversary, and it has helped us grow from a little mom and pop into a much larger company, and giving back to the community is what it's all about, being involved and helping those that are much more need than we are.
Absolutely. Well, as you have it right there, Mike Furin from My Flooring America celebrating the 30 years at Bay Area Turning Point right here tonight. We hope you have a great night. Looking good, my friends.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, the red carpet interviews continue. I think we've got, do we have somebody else?
Yes.
Okay. You want to jump in real quick? All right. And now I get to talk to one of my favorites, Kat Clemens. Kat, you joined the organization about a year ago?
2 years.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh my
2
God.
years, I know.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Damn. The pandemic kind of like cut into that though.
Right,
So we're,
so you've been to Barrier Turning Point for almost 2 years now, and tonight we're celebrating 30 years.
30 years.
And so just in the 2 years, but maybe even prior to that, we know that you knew about the organization. And what did you feel was that kind of calling, that special calling, where you felt like, oh, I want to be part of this?
Well, I'm a survivor of sexual abuse, childhood sexual abuse, and when this position became available, it was sort of a no-brainer. This was something that I had a story that I connected with, and so being able to talk to other people and help spread the word about an agency that helps people like me was a huge no-brainer. So I was happy to get the chance to work with this agency, and really everybody who's here, who volunteers, who gives, there's something in them. There's a story there somewhere, and I always love to hear what that is. And so when I get to meet donors, I get to hear those stories of why they're so connected. Sometimes it doesn't always come out in words. They just say, just know it means so much that this agency exists. And that's all I need.
Absolutely. And so when we think about what are some of the key pieces of what you've been able to do in the 2 years that you've been at the organization, and give us maybe a little sneak peek of what are some of the things that we can look forward to?
Absolutely. Well, right now, the gazebo in League City is painted purple because Mayor Pat Hallisey, thank you, Mayor, he okayed us to paint it purple to paint the town purple to raise awareness for domestic violence, which is why we're all here tonight. But it was that connection that I had with the city that we were able to get that done at Forest Park East Cemetery. So we'll keep an eye out for information about that. But also we're building our footprint on social media just a little bit different. We're making a wider push and a wider reach. So that's very new for us in the last 2 years.
So we know that in October is
Domestic violence awareness month.
and so if folks want to get involved with that campaign or supporting Barrier Turning Point, how can they do that?
Well, there's a couple of ways. Our website is probably the best way, www.bayareaturningpoint.org. Or you can find us on social media. We're on all the platforms, so reach out, send us a message. And if you need help, if there's somebody that you know that needs to talk to somebody, even if it's something that happened a long time ago, there's no statute of limitations. You can always reach out. If you are in the area, don't think that you don't have somebody who can help you, because we have resources that are so deep. It's hard to get into on just a little video. But reach out. It's all free, and you don't have to come into our shelter to access any of our services. I think that's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time to talk with us. We're going to talk to some more folks here in the red carpet. We're celebrating 30 years at Barrier Turning Point tonight. Thank you so much, Kat. And I think we've got our next person that's coming up. Like she said, BayAreaTurningPoint.org is the website where you can go online and get involved. And with that in mind, let's bring up our next guest. Come on in. How are you, sir?
Good. Lee Swindler.
Nice to meet you, Lee.
Nice
So,
to meet you.
we are celebrating 30 years of Barrier Turning Point. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the organization.
So I first got involved. I worked for a Langdale and Sale, a local chemical company, and we had a global care day every year.
Okay.
And one of the organizations we supported was Bay Area Turning Point.
Nice.
So we'd come for a day, and I went to the shelter and helped fix up like the playground and stuff like that. And then my job changed, and instead of having a long commute across Houston, I got a job locally in the Clear Lake area. And so now I have all this extra time on my hands. And I'm like, what do I do with this extra time? But I like giving back. So I started looking around, and based on my skills, I thought, I could be on the board of directors. And so I started looking around at organizations that were looking for board members. And as soon as they mentioned Bay Area Turning Point, I was like,
This is
That's
it.
where I want to go.
Sure.
So I joined the board of directors and actually was board president for a couple of years, and just amazing organization. I love volunteering.
Good. Well, we're happy to have you here. And we know, as we said earlier, that folks can get involved. They can go online to bayareaturningpoint.org so you can contribute, and you can also see the website that is scrolling down at the bottom of your screen that also shows you that $60 can provide a safe haven for one night in one of our shelters. Once again, we're here celebrating 30 years, Bay Area Turning Point. Thank you so much for joining us.
Just
Hope you have a great night.
one quick story.
Yes, please.
The reason I wanted to kind of explain why I feel people should really support this organization. And the one story I have is when I was on the board of directors, they brought us into the shelter, and they had a meeting with the residents, and they were like, just talking about different stuff. And at the end of the meeting, one of the gals came up, and it was the mother of a boy who was in soccer and in scouts with one of my sons. And what really hit home about that situation was, here is a woman that, like me, grew up in one of the more wealthy outlying areas of Houston, and it was a soccer mom. It was a person that I knew, and I just couldn't imagine that they would get into a situation where they would need the services of their eternity. And so my message is, it's not, it's people you know that end up being victims of domestic violence. It's people you and I know. It's not someone from the slums that needs this. It's real people that we're around every day. And so that left such an impression with me, and that's what I want to convey, is that, it's people you know. It's people you might be interacting with every day that end up being in a situation where they require the services of this organization. And so that's what I want to do.
Thank you very much, and there you have it, a great story and a great reason to get involved and support Bay Area Turning Point. I hope you have a great night tonight. Thank you. Celebrating with us tonight.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, red carpet interviews continue. Next up, we have a very special guest. She is representing the presenting sponsor for tonight's event. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Happy New Year. What is your name?
Diana.
Diana. And so we're here on the red carpet. You look great. You're here celebrating 30 years of an organization that has done great work for the community.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your involvement with Bay Area Turning Point.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that my husband, Jim Overman, is on the board of Bay Area Turning Point, so I have been fortunate to get to know more about Bay Area Turning Point through him and the work that the board has done with the actual agency. And years ago, my tennis team sponsored putting together some rocking chairs for the shelter, because we had a volunteer on our team who went and worked with the kids, and she said that they would love to have some rocking chairs. So I said, perfect. So we had a little donation, and we brought the rocking chairs over, and the kids and the volunteers really loved that they could have that for the shelter. My tennis team also cooked dinner one night for the shelter because the chef was either on vacation or it was during a period when there was actually some government issues, and I don't remember exactly the details of that, but they were in need of people to provide food. So we went ahead and we cooked lasagna, Osini dinner, and brought all kinds of bread and salad and cookies and everything, and it was fun to cook and bring food for so many people. I think that we all need to remember that only by giving do we receive more than we already have, right?
Yes.
So it feels good to give, and it feels great to be able to participate in helping an organization that has direct impact to our community. So that's why I'm happy to be able to participate and support Bay Area Turning Point.
Excellent. As we celebrate 30 years tonight and we think about the future of the organization, what are some things that you think are things that we can look forward to from Bay Area Turning Point in this great business community?
You know what? I think that there's so many untapped resources out in our community. There are so many giving people in our community, and we have a ton of excellent other organizations and agencies that help in our community. But getting the word out, that's part of what I feel like I'm compelled to do, is to get the word out and do my own little part, because if we all do our own little part, then great things can happen.
It make a great difference. You heard it right there. Our presenting sponsor. We're celebrating 30 years tonight here at Bay Area Turning Point. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
you.
you.
Have a great night.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
All right, take care.
As you heard it, we've had some great interviews right here in the 25 minutes.
Greetings. I'm Diane Overman, owner of Overman College Consulting. Overman College Consulting is the proud presenting sponsor of Bay Area Turning Point's 30th Anniversary Gala. I'm pleased to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point on such a happy and momentous occasion. Bay Area Turning Point provides much needed services and resources in our community and provides a direct impact to many in our community. My business, Overman College Consulting, shares some of the same values as Bay Area Turning Point. They include independence, guidance, education, and support. My business, Overman College Consulting, is a small business here in the Clear Lake area. I provide services to high school students and their families to guide them through the college application and admissions process. Often, this can be a stressful and anxiety-filled process and time for families and students. So I try to alleviate some of the stress and hassle that accompanies that process. I love my job. I love working with teenagers. Never thought I would, but I do. And I love being able to see how they mature through the process and how they wind up finding their way and discovering more about themselves as they go through the process. A lot of my students have gone on to become accountants, managers, teachers, engineers, physician's assistants, doctors, a variety of things. And it's very rewarding to be able to see how these teenagers grow up and become productive members of our society. So anyway, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk a little bit about Overman College Consulting and to be able to support Bay Area Turning Point. Congratulations.
Okay.